My lovers, welcome to my channel. My name is Made for Love, and today we are doing a karmic or third party reading. So, this is a relationship that is not you or your person. It's if your person has somebody else, if there's somebody else in their life, a person. We're not talking about an energy today. The person represents the energy, but we're talking about if a person has a physical person. Um, and we're not doing this to spy, okay? We're doing this to one, get messages for high school, because sometimes there are things that are hidden from us that may keep us from making the best decisions for our lives. So we receive whatever message that we're meant to receive from spirit. You can't spy in tarot. People say, "Oh, let's spy." Well, you can't spy. Spirit is always going to protect a person's sovereignty, but you can get messages for your highest good. You always can. That's one. And two, there are lessons to be learned from observing this karmic connection. Once you have a karmic connection that is linked to you, it means that they are also teaching you lessons about yourself, especially stubborn cycles that you're not closing out. Okay, they are representing an energy within you that is still unhealed. Okay, so I want you to keep that in mind when we are going through this reading. Okay, so let's begin. Let's get significators of persons in this connection, not necessarily related to each other. And guys, I'm feeling great, and I've not been feeling great for at least 2 months or so. I've just been exhausted, but I am feeling great. And just this morning alone, I just got so many breakthroughs in so many different things. Like, I was making things hard for myself. I was in my own way, just stressing out about so many different things. And just this morning, it's like at least 5 different things just lined up and resolved their bloody selves. So I am feeling really good. And if this is the energy to come, I embrace it. I claim it absolutely fully. It may have helped that I did light some candles to remove blockages. That may have helped, and they finally burnt out yesterday, so I was interpreting them today. So that may have helped, but I feel though that this is a wider energy in the collective. It is the energy, of the fall equinox and us entering Libra season, which is about, balance, straightforwardness, and clarity, cutting away all the illusion and seeing everything as it is, especially in our partnerships. So I feel like this is the energy that's going to come through for us today. So we have the lion. But this is the weirdest lion I've ever seen. It feels like a cowardly lion in it. So it feels like someone who was born to have more potential than they're currently embodying or embracing. It's a card number 65, and we were just talking about Libra, right? 65 reduces to 11. So this is someone who may be learning a karmic lesson, and that karmic lesson might be to stand in their power. Right now, they're crouching. Crouching tiger. It feels like what we used to call back in the days, what in Trinidad we would call it kick up. But those old karate movies, those old martial arts movies. It feels like a title from that. And it always starts as someone kind of the underdog and then rising into their power. So it feels like that energy, crouching lion. So it's someone who's not embodying their full potential at this time. What's this? The Oakmen. But the ancestors are here though. And a card, another 47. So we have 1111 here already. Right? So this is going to also be a big shift and a turning point for your person as well. Okay? Now, if you want your own personal karmic reading, you can do so on my website. And if you want to know how the energy portal, their common energy portal, that's the 1010 portal, will affect your person, or how the past energy portal has affected your person, there's also an energy portal reading on my website as well. Anyways, let's get a significator for your person's energy in this connection. We have Liz, the moon's daughter. And this person, and it's 11 is the number for the day. 38, another number 11. Okay, they're also moving into this place of balance. I feel like that crouching lion energy is it is the essence of the lesson that they were learning, but this is them integrating the lesson, because it feels like light is coming from above and integrating itself into the energy body here, if you have a look. Okay, and whereas crouching lion, his wings were all busted up. Oh, where's he gone? Let me bring crouching lion out here, because I feel I'm going to have to refer to him quite a bit during this reading. And this is the original, I think this is the original, no, is it? Is it the original fairy oracle? No. This is a second edition. Crouching lion hiding. All right, so we're going to put crouching lion right in right there, right? Right. So that's crouching lion energy. Right. Now, if you notice crouching lion here, all his wings are busted up. He can't fly, so he's been impeded from flying. He has to stay in a particular karmic situation to learn a lesson. And I feel this is the energy of learning that lesson here. It could be as well that one of the major karmics in your person's life might be their mother or mother energy, maybe a mother or a child or something like that. Okay, because I'm hearing one of my neighbors. Oh my God, I don't know why. Like, people, please stop having kids if you don't want them, because the way she screams at these children. Jeez. Anyways. So I feel like one of the karmics in your person's life might be a mother energy, but that's besides the point, right? This is someone that is shifting into their intuitive power and relying on their intuition to guide them at this time. And the more they rely on their intuition, that beautiful energy here, and the more they embrace the support of the ancestors, look, the ancestors, spirit guides, source energy there, is the more that they're lifting themselves or elevating themselves or leveling up and out of the situation. This is also someone who is increasingly becoming hopeful about things, right? Cowardly lion couldn't be hopeful because cowardly lion didn't even know that they had power, right? But this person knows that they had power. And if you see, she's there and she has her hands underneath her chin, that's the energy of the thinking man, right? That's how he's often posed. So this is someone thinking and integrating a lot of truths and a lot of downloads that are coming to them at this time. I mean, I'll clarify, but that's what I'm getting. Energy for the karmic. So we have 11. We got 2. Ooh, Lord Father. All right, so we have the dark lady. All right, so they are harnessing some denser energies at this time. But this is a karmic who is spiritually awake. They know shit. Okay, look at the moon there by the third eye. It's just as everything else. You can either use it for ill or you can use it for good. And it looks like this person has decided they're going to use their knowledge for ill. So a lot of you, I keep telling you, ramp up that protection. Ramp up that protection, because the feedback I've been getting from clients and from what I'm observing myself, when people feel backed into a corner, when they feel like there's no way out or they're going to lose something, how they can get really aggressive, this is the energy that feels like. Okay, so this is someone who might be embracing the dark arts, but it is someone who's fully aware of what is happening. Your person may think that this person doesn't know shit. They would be delusional to think that. This person is fully aware. They're fully aware of everything. Your person just fooling themselves if they don't think this person is aware. This person knows. Okay? And then we have Iris of the Rainbows. And it's a card number 5. Now, in both of these cards, this person is bare-breasted. Okay? So maybe one of their dark arts might be some kind of sexual domination, energetic domination. Okay, that manifests might be in the 3D. This is someone who might be, full of ego, and they don't care who they step on to get their way. This might be someone who, like, let's say they're hanging out in a circle of friends. All eyes must be on them. So this is someone who needs the attention of many, not just one person. Oh, wow. Of many, in order for them to feel in control and in order for them to feel empowered. It's the energy of a diva. So whether they are male or female in body, it is the energy of a diva. And if they have to use spiritual means, look, the one here in hand, if she has to use spiritual means by which to do so, they will. I think this person may also be dealing with a mental health issue, like being bipolar but not being compliant with their medication. They have a kind of Jekyll and Hyde thing. Oh, for example, yeah, there's a Jekyll and Hyde thing that's going on with this person. Okay, so this is them in public, right? They are Iris of the Rainbow, right? Look at me, demure, pure, and they might be quite charming, but in the dark, they're the dark lady. Okay, so there's a Jekyll and Hyde, and maybe that's why I cough, because authenticity is about the throat chakra. But there's definitely a Jekyll and Hyde thing going on. Let's pull some cards on these. We have 3 of Cups in reverse. Nobody happy. People might be numbing out, because this is my numbing out card. But just being avoidant, trying to avoid the issues in the connection. Spirit tells about Lays the Moon's daughter, the energy of a person. 5 of Cups, right? And there are a lot of lessons to be learned from loss, and there's a lot of lessons to be learned from the past, and that's what's happening with your person, right? They're looking back on the past, and there's just so much wisdom that they're downloading, because they made quite a lot of missteps, and they allowed people to walk all over them, right? Remember we saw, okay, look at here, Cowardly Lion. They're realizing that they never lived up to their full potential, and they've never truly stood in their power, right? So they've been giving their power away to the past and to other people in their life. Let's see the Dark Lady. 4 of Swords in reverse. So Spirit is letting us know that this Dark Lady, people aren't who they are because they were born like that. I refuse to believe that, right? This is someone who has been hurt and is still hurt, right? So they're acting out of the wound and not out of the scar, right? Because we can be hurt. Everybody's been hurt. But when you go through that healing process, you're going to respond differently when life comes at you, rather than someone where it's an open wound, right? So for this person, there's still an open wound here, and probably a wound that can never close, because they're not getting the kind of consistency and reassurance in this situation in order for them. The environment is not conducive to healing what this person has gone through. Their needs aren't being met the way it needs to be met in order for them to really focus on their healing, right? and iris of the rainbow. So someone who's been hurt, someone who has a lot of insecurities, but also someone who has been offered an invitation by spirit to learn and to be enlightened, to move on, or to take a pause, to heal and to move on from a particular situation. Okay? But they're here, like, wallowing in pain. Ten of Swords. And when you're wallowing in pain, everything is an attack. Even a helping hand is an attack. So that's what's going on. So this is someone who is incredibly defensive. And resentful. Let's look at how each person is feeling at the moment. Not necessarily related to each other. We're just kind of getting a profile of what is happening here. We have trusting. So there's somebody here who's trusting spirit, and there's also someone here who's on the defense and is in victim mode. Might be both of them, who knows. 3 cards for your person in this situation. All right, we have helpless. We have greed. And we have yearning. Right, so we'll pull cards and clarify. And the karmic energy, we have hedonistic. So we kind of got that as well, right? When we talked about the dark arts and sexual domination, we have free. And we have enthusiastic. Okay, well, let's see. Let's go deep and let's see what's going on here. Because it feels like a little disconnect, right? We have someone here who's in yearning, meaning that they don't have what they want, okay? Helpless, and they're greedy for something. And then we have someone hedonistic, right? Very enthusiastic and feeling free. And that's interesting for 2 people who are in the same connection. Let's see helpless. What do they feel helpless about? We have temperance. I think over time, your person thought that things would eventually find some sort of balance. Because with everything, it's like that, right? That whole forming, storming, that kind of thing going on, norming. So they thought at some point, this relationship will go into norming, where, there's kind of equilibrium, there's balance, and it never happened. Drama upon drama upon drama upon drama. It's like the minute you solve one thing, then something else starts up. So whilst your person thought over time, and through negotiation and that constant dance with each other, that there would be some stability in this relationship, it just never materialized. Now we have greed. We have Page of Swords in reverse. They're feeling 2 things. One, they're feeling like they weren't true to themselves. Okay, that they may have sold out. I feel your connection for this connection because they thought that this would be more abundant, especially in terms of the material world, and that they would be more visible in their community because of this karmic. And again, that never materialized. They're also realizing as well that they're dealing with a pathological liar, right? Knight of Swords in reverse for me is a pathological liar, right? They can never get their story straight. Okay, they're just going to say what they think you need to hear in the moment to squash the argument or whatever it is, but they will never tell you the truth. right? They are strangers to the truth. So they're realizing that now, that they cannot rely on anything that this karmic is telling them or has told them. What are they yearning for? We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse. They're worried. This is the energy of paranoia. Worried about what? Nine of Cups. They're yearning for fulfillment. They're yearning for that life that they've always envisioned. They're waiting for that to materialize. They're yearning for love, for their dreams to come true. But they're sitting here at this banquet by themselves. Their ships just never came in. Let's see this hedonistic card. We have Queen of Wands in reverse. I told you that. Now, Queen of Wands in reverse is one, the spiritually abusive karmic, right? So, they're delving into the dark arts. But Queen of Wands in reverse is also the sexually exploitative karmic, where they may use sex to control the relationship. And I think this is what they are attempting to do at this time. Yeah. Three of Pentacles in reverse, because they feel this foundation shifting underneath their feet. So they're going to go back to tried and true methods to reel your person back in and try and cement the connection. What's this free about? We have Ace of Swords in reverse. They're not seeing things clearly. They are living in a fantasy land. And that's why I keep telling you, there is an either undiagnosed or untreated mental health issue. Their perception of reality is incredibly distorted. I think psychically they can feel that things aren't going well. But when it comes to facing these things head on in a 3D, they're not seeing things clearly. There's a distortion and a disconnect between reality and their perception of things. So they don't want to see the truth. They're finding freedom from this connection in their mind. Yeah. And that's why they're so enthusiastic. Because in their day-to-day life, they pretend that nothing is wrong. But psychically, emotionally, intuitively, they already feel your person pulling away, and they already feel that your person does not love them. This person may also be someone who likes the unavailable. Like that's what excites them, because then the challenge is there to reel them back in. So your person not showing interest in them is actually going to fire them up and get their juices flowing. Because now there's a competition afoot. And this could be because they are intimacy avoidant. So it's only when people are at a distance and they feel safe enough to engage. But they have a very distorted view of reality at this time. When your person thinks about this connection, when your person thinks about the karmic, what's in their headspace? We have the Four of Cups in reverse. So it really triggers a lot of their insecurities. They don't feel safe in this connection. And I feel like this karmic knows how to play on your person's insecurities. And I feel they know how to play on the karmic's insecurities too. This is a little game that they have going on. Okay, we have the Knight of Wands in reverse. So it looks like the passion has died in this relationship, and they also feel like spiritually stunted in this connection as well, because I feel like this karmic or this relationship, forget about the karmic, this relationship was built within a box, certain parameters, okay, and these certain parameters made both parties feel safe. But now that your person is growing and evolving and they're expanding beyond the parameters of that box that made them feel safe before now makes them feel trapped because they're ready for more. We have the Chariot. As I said, they're ready for more, right? Ready to move on with their life. Right now, they feel stuck. They feel stagnated. When they look at their life, they don't see what progress they've made. It's like they're still at step 1 when they thought by now they would have been at step 99. So when your person entered this relationship, it looks like they had a plan. Okay, and that plan would have been to level up in X number of years, blah 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 blah. They would have had this. They would have been this established power couple in the neighborhood, blah 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 blah, and nothing materialized, right? Nothing materialized. All they got for their troubles is this Page of Swords in reverse, and the Page of Swords in reverse is someone who does not know how to communicate. Okay, they got issues with communication. They can be very immature with their communication. They can be very defensive, because there's a core inner child wound that's always operating and it's never healing. Right? So it's a big wake-up call, right, for your person. They're realizing that this connection that made them feel safe previously is only holding them back. It's like baggage on their back and they're going up a mountain. And just when they think, okay, I'm getting somewhere, the baggage keeps getting heavier and heavier and heavier. So at some point, you have to jettison the baggage. And this is where they're at. This is where they're at. They're also realizing that this connection was manifested out of their own insecurities. Their insecurities about themselves. Right? I feel like this karmic, did something for their ego, made them feel better about themselves. And they thought with that validation, that would be okay. And everything will be all right. But now your person is ready for something more in this connection. What's keeping these persons together at this time? We have the Fool in reverse. I think both people here are afraid of change. Okay, they're afraid of people thinking that they're a failure. They're afraid of what people are going to say. They're afraid of being made foolish or looking foolish in the public eye. So they're basically trying to save face. When you've invested in a thing for a long time and then you get to a point where you realize it's not working out for you, but you don't want people to know that you didn't succeed in this particular project, so you still hold on to it. And even though you keep knowing that it's not going to go anywhere and you have to just cut your losses and run, but you still keep at it because you just don't want people to know that you've failed. This is where it's at. So they keep plodding along, hoping that something is going to change. 10 of Swords. What's keeping them together? Just pain. A trauma bond. Just pain. Some people are bound by love. Some people are bound by pain. They're bounded together in their pain. What's keeping them together? The devil in reverse. So there is a lesson that is afoot and is about putting yourself first. Okay? It's about releasing anything that is codependent and toxic. It's about loving yourself enough to walk away from something even though you have invested quite heavily. It's doing what's best for you and saying fuck it to everybody else. What's keeping them together? We have temperance. They are being refined by spirit. Their spirit is preparing them for something more. So their lessons in self-love afoot. And they're being refined. They're being tempered by the fire. What does your person want you to know at this time? What does your person's higher self want you to know at this time? In the extended, we're going to look at what's happening in this connection. We have the lovers. We're going to look at how they're feeling about the karmic, how the karmic is feeling about your person, how the karmic is feeling about you. A message from the karmic's higher self, which is usually a pretty good one. What is the karmic hiding, and the potential outcome of this connection within a month of you watching this reading. So what does your person want you to know? We have the lovers. We have the Page of Cups. We have the Emperor. I like that. And we have the Queen of Wands in reverse. So they know that it is choice point. They do know that it is choice point, and they're letting you know that they're ready for something new, especially when it comes to their romantic partnerships, and especially when it comes to love, and especially when it comes to lessons in self-love. They're ready. They're ready for something new. They want you to know that they are picking up their mantle as the Emperor, and they are taking charge of the situation with the karmic. So they want you to know that they're no longer, so basically, they want you to know that they're no longer crouching lion or cowardly lion. They're no longer cowardly lion. They are here in emperorhood. Okay? And they're going toe to toe with this karmic energy at this time. So it's a royal rumble right now. Rumble in the jungle, right? They're going toe to toe with this karmic energy and asserting themselves. What is the advice for you at this time? So we're definitely going to go deeper in the extended, but if you can't, join me in the extended. Please put a comment down below as an energy exchange, or subscribe, or do both. Even if that comment is a full stop, it still helps with the algorithm, and I thank you for that. All right, so what we have here, we have the divine masculine. So we have confrontation. And look, cowardly lion is now proud lion, right? So confirmation that your person is stepping into their power. We have the sun. We have the eye of Horus here. We have the Akasha in the back. They're shielding themselves. I see a spiritual broom here, ready to sweep away negativity. And of course, the lion striding confidently forward, right? So they are turning into the emperor. So they are being refined by spirit. We have the distorted masculine. Interesting. All right. Energy underneath the deck was the divine masculine, but spirit wants to bring us our attention to the distorted masculine at this time. Let's find out why. The distorted masculine. Be aware of where the distorted masculine may be showing up in your life, right? So this person, it looks like, was mirroring you. So if they were mirroring you, you have to look in your life as to where you may have been giving your power away, where you may have been putting other person's needs before your own, where you might have been in situations where you might be yearning for another, but you're in another situation out of convenience, or you're bored, right? What else did we saw here? Where you're holding on to situations because you're afraid of what people say. You're afraid of failure. You're afraid of giving up. You're afraid of what comes next. You're afraid of change. Okay? Let go with love and live a fully blessed life in the now. Okay. I didn't have it further away. Okay. The distorted masculine is here for all of us to see in every day of our lives. It is characterized by an unwillingness to trust. I remember if you watched that, Where Are You in Your Soul contract with this person reading, I think it was last week. They said the lesson that Divine Feminine is learning right now is about trust. It is characterized by an unwillingness to trust, tending to ignore emotions and intuition, wanting proof of everything, and insisting on a logical or rational approach. Part of the mode we all grew up with, to a greater or lesser extent, this old paradigm is now becoming obsolete. At first, we may still believe that the distorted masculine owns and runs the world. But if we look closer, we can see that his refusal to acknowledge and support the divine feminine is causing him to wither and die. We have all created a society. We have all created a society that we live in today, irrespective of our gender. How long the distorted masculine continues to exert his power is up to each and every one of us. The distorted masculine loves bureaucracy, power for the sake of it, and separateness rather than togetherness. He tends to work within a win or lose dynamic where there can only be one winner and one first prize. Taking advantage and taking whatever is available are seen as business as usual in this mode. So naturally, we see a lot of distorted masculine in the corporate environment and in the damage done to our forests and oceans. It is tempting to feel helpless in the face of such an intense force. But this dragon has a soft underbelly because without the feminine forces to feed him, he cannot survive. You have drawn this card today because the distorted masculine is still influencing your life. And as I said that, my neighbor started acting up. Do you live by your own clock and your diary, pushing everything aside until your work is done? Yes. Do you ignore your intuition or the messages from your body urging you to rest and relax? Yes, sometimes. Are you afraid to feel your emotions for fear of being overwhelmed or appearing weak? Yes, I can be like that. I'm Capricorn moon. Your angels and spirit guides want you to know that now is the time to bring this imbalance to your conscious awareness, acknowledging it, bless it for what it has taught you, and let it go. It is time to live in and for the present without this influence. So what are we being asked today? We're being asked to recognize where the distorted masculine resides in our life, in our behaviors, in our everyday activities. Where are we putting the concerns of the world first instead of our own health, our own energy? Okay. All right, my love, that was your reading. If you can, join me next extended. Otherwise, love you guys. Take care.